Hi again. I'm dressed, as you can see. I've got my dungarees on today. I feel like one of the Russian revolutionaries, one of the peasants. So I am dressed today. That's one of the topics that I wanted to come on and talk about, monarchies. I spilt water all down my sleeve, cup of coffee on the floor. This is my mukbang. Look, it's a slice of toast with apple and cinnamon jam. Dainty. Yeah, I wanted to come on and talk about monarchies. It's strange, isn't it, that we've had the French Revolution, and France is nearer to England than Ireland is. We've had the French Revolution, so France have got no kings. Old Louis had his head chopped off, and Marie Antoinette and their daughter went into exile. Lady, what was her name? Can't remember. Anyway, the daughter went into exile, but she people say that she lived a tragic life, but she didn't really, because she lived in some luxury. So that was Louis and Marie Antoinette. Germany, you know, the Kaiser, he went, didn't he? We've had the Tsar in Russia, and the Tsarina, and their 5 children. They had 5 kids, four girls and 1 boy. And they shot them all and bayoneted them in a house that they were exiled to. The boy had to go, you know, he was the heir apparent. The girls, not so much, I suppose. But if they wanted to, ever wanted to have a monarchy there again, the revolutionaries decided that they'd make sure there was no one to sit on the throne. So they all went, and they were relatives of the sun. The sun shining on the righteous. Hang on. Draw that curtain. I hope that's better. Yeah, it's better. So France got rid of Louis, Germany got rid of the Kaiser, Russia got rid of the Tsar, and they were relatives. If you look at pictures of the last Tsar, Nicholas, and the British royal family, the resemblance between him and his cousins and whoever it was on the throne, George, the resemblance between them, they're all almost interchangeable, uncanny, really. And all the monarchies in Europe, when you go back and you delve back, they're all intermingled. They're all somehow connected. Like Alice of Battenberg was Prince Philip's mother. Alice of Battenberg's sister was married to a relative of the Tsar, I believe. I'll have to look it up now. But they're all intertwined. Our Queen, who is on the phone, I'm thinking of getting on the phone to renew my insurance, my house insurance. The Queen, who is on the throne now, is only there by default. Because Victoria was only there by default. Had Princess Charlotte of England, had she lived, she would have been the heir apparent. So she would have come to the throne. There would have been no House of Windsor, and everything would have been altered, the whole lot. But nevertheless, they're still all connected. So I wanted to come on and talk about that. That's one video that I want to do, probably more than one. And the other one I want to do is about working mothers and stay-at-home mothers. You know, and give people the opportunity to discuss on my videos what they feel about working mothers, what they feel about stay-at-home mums, what they feel about families with 10, 11, 12 children, 20 children, what they feel about, how do we say it, not increasing the population by so many. Why does anybody need so many children? Talking about jobs that women do. I know the first job that I was in and where I met Alfie, there was a man there, and I'll never ever forget this man. His name was Maurice Silver. He'll be dead now, long gone. And this was 1965, 64, 65. I was 15. And I was working there and inside in the office part, and Maurice Silver, I don't know what his job was, he was some sort of manager, and you know, white collar worker, thought he was the bee's knees. He was about, then he was about, he must have been, I mean, Maurice Silver, he was silver, like what they call them now, a silver fox, but he was disgusting. And he must have been then in his 50s, and I was only 15, because you left school at 15 then. And the one day, he'd come in and he'd put his arm around my shoulder, and I didn't know what to do, and I sort of squirmed back. And he, oh, she's shy, she's shy. If I was 30 years younger, he was saying, and the rest. Well, Alf happened to walk in and saw it, and saw me, and I didn't know what to do. And he, you know, was saying to Alf, you're a very lucky man, and blah, blah, blah. And when he'd gone, Alf said to me, I want you to leave. I want you to leave your job. And don't worry about working. And of course, I did leave. I shouldn't have left, because I was made to be the guilty one. I was being punished for something that somebody else did. And it was sexual harassment, absolutely obscene. And, and they used to give references at that time. Well, I didn't really need a reference from them if I'd gone to the job outside of the company. But I went for a job in another place, another workplace, in their offices, but it was a part, if you like, of a franchise of Lucas's. It was a franchise of Lucas. It was called Girlings, and I went to Girlings for this job, and they rang up Lucas's for a reference for me. Everything was in order, my qualifications that I'd already got from school, and you know, they saw I was a bright girl and presentable and everything else. I've thought about this a lot, you know, over the years. And he went and phoned for a reference to Lucas. They were all pally-pally. And came back and said to me, I'm very sorry, he said, they weren't very kind about you because you left without working the appropriate notice. And the reason that happened was Maurice Silver coming again, and he went to put his arm around me again, and I said, don't lay your hands on me. Don't lay your hands on me. And I felt embarrassed. I felt that I'd showed myself up. I hadn't. I'd shown that I was strong even at that age. But I left in complete 2 weeks' notice. So I've thought about that and how I thought he was protecting me by asking me to leave. But he wasn't really. He thought he was, and I thought he was. But who's to say that wouldn't have happened at another place? You know, I needed to build myself into, and I was only a little girl, I needed to build myself into a strong woman, because I was now walking in a woman's world. And so I didn't get that job. Only job I ever went for I didn't get. And I went to another place, and it was god awful. It was. It wasn't an office job. It was a factory job. And no shade against factory workers, I just couldn't do it. It was on the hand presses that used to have pull round hard. Didn't even know what I was making. And then this one day, something went wrong and I pulled it, I let it go and it swung back and it hit me on the head. So I ended my career there. I was in hospital for a few weeks. And they were all nice there, you know, all the women and the men. There was no hectoring, but the pay was abysmal, really abysmal. And the work was boring. Anyway, that's my little story. But yeah, I wanted to come on and talk about women working. And women who work in the sex industry. What do you think about them? I know there's a lady who's got a channel, and she works as a stripper, and she makes no bones about it. She's proud of her job, and she's got 2 lovely little boys and a husband. But she works as a stripper, and she can make, you know, in a good night, probably, I don't know, $800. So she does a strip job, I don't know, 2-3 nights a week. And she has a YouTube channel where she promotes it, you know, and shows her family life. And she's got a 1 fan channel, adult channel, voices coming. And you know, I'd be interested in knowing what your views are on working mothers, stay-at-home mothers, the jobs that women do, and the sex industry, women who are going and making an awful lot of money and are going to be able to pay for a house in a few years if they carry on doing it. And have been doing it for about 10 years, 8, 9, 10 years. So I think that would be an interesting video. It would be an interesting live, so maybe we can do it as a video first, and then at some stage come back and do it, have a live stream. What do you think? Right, I've got to go, because I know my son has just come because I heard the door. I will be back later today. Things aren't going to happen today that were going to happen because of his work, so interfering again. But I've just given him this little present, so I'll be back anyway later today, after I've done my adult things like getting my house insurance sorted and stuff. Things I have to do now. Okay, I'll be back later. Bye-bye.